I think I'm live. Yes, I am live. However, I don't have a chair. Oh, that's all right, my chair. Okay, hello. Let me just refresh my screen here and see if I can see what you see. Make sure I can't hear myself. All right. Hello. Nobody's watching? Yes, there is. Okay, excellent. Wrong glasses. Welcome to day one of our new NMX event. For those of you who missed my live Facebook this morning, welcome. We are doing a little online event this weekend, and I am going to make something pretty for you this morning. We're going to do a little bit of a live Facebook mini class, little free mini art journal page. And over the course of the next 4 days, we will be having some fantastic specials. So over on nataliemay.com.au, which you can see right here, we've got all of these amazing specials. So for today only, you can get 15% off dies, stamps, stickers, uniquely creative, and a huge range of selected collage papers. Plus there's also some dies from Natalie, from me available as well. Clearance 40% off, and Christmas as well 40% off, 30 to 40% off. Now, we have got lots and lots happening, and there's some amazing things. The prices will automatically be discounted at the checkout. So and we're human, if we make a mistake and it goes through at full price where it should be discounted, we will endeavour to credit you, send you a gift voucher, whatever it might be, if there's a mistake. Anyway, so NMX, Natalie May Extravaganza online event, 1 day only for these specials. Now, we won't actually be posting any orders out today. What we're going to be doing is putting all your orders together. So if you want to place an order tomorrow or place 2 or 3 orders today, when you receive your confirmation email, there will be a secret code emailed to you within that email, and all you have to do is put that code in on your next order to avoid paying postage twice. So we try and keep it nice and simple for you, and yeah, there you go. All right, let's get into it. So this week, the new Dina Wakley Ledger Journal came in. Now, we have sold out of these. However, up on our website, there is a pre-order section, and you can pre-order this journal today. Okay? So you can add it to your order, or you can do a separate order, whatever it might be. But I love this journal. I love the size of this journal. I think it's really, really cool. And I thought, oh, look, you know what? I shouldn't be using it because we've sold out of it. But oh my God, it is the nicest journal. The papers are really nice. We have got printed papers as well as plains. So when I spoke with Dina Wakley about this, she explained that it is because she purchased a journal off of eBay, and she has had permission to replicate it. All the dates in this are from 1924. It's all within copyright, but it is beautiful to use. So I thought I would have a bit of a play today and do an art journal page and show you how to do that. I'm also going to use my collage paper. So this one is called Sasha, so we're going to be using her. And I've got some art foamies here as well, where I'm going to be playing with those. So to start with, what I do want to do is put some gesso down, because we've got lots of white here, lots of print here. I want to put her down on this page, but I want to make sure she's got a white base. Couple of things I'm going to do here. I'm just going to smash some gesso down And I'm going to be using one of these tools. This is a Crafter's Workshop, I call it a scrapey tool. They're $7.45, but all I want to do is just spread out some gesso on my page, like so. Just to put down a nice thin coat. Now I've got lines coming up in mine because I was lazy and I did not clean my scraper last time, but I'm okay with that. So if you see this in our tools section and you don't know what it's about, this is what I use it for, putting gesso on and also mark making. Whoops. Good morning, Michelle. Yeah, look, I didn't anticipate these journals selling out as quickly as they did. That took me by surprise. So, yes, the second lot should be in a couple of weeks' time. I've got them on order. So, there we go. All right, done. So, the good thing about this is it's giving a really nice coat of the gesso and it's putting it on in a even sort of way. I like the scrapey feel to it. However, that's annoying, so I'm just going to do that. So I can still see that really nice print coming through underneath, but I can make it a little bit thicker in these parts here where I know my girl is going to sit, my collage paper. I also am going to connect this white to the edge of my page, just so that it has a nice connection. Done. $7.45, cheap, easy, and I'm just going to, off camera, I've got a build up of gesso on here. I'm just going to scrape that off with a knife, but that's just me being lazy. All right, so that is drying, and I'm just going to pop it here in front of the fan to dry because it is another hot day in Adelaide. Right, so our fantastic collage papers. These are from our latest release. This is from the girls at Adelaide. And what I want to do is I'm going to do a bit of a paper tear, a water tear, sorry, and I want to incorporate her into our page. So what I really love about these is the fact that we can make it our own. So what we've got on this one is we've got some here with a little touch of colour, and then a completely black and white one. So you can choose what you want to use. I'm going to go with the black and white one here, and I'm just going to wet a couple of inches or a couple of inches at a time. You don't want to have too much white showing. I do take it nice and close, but if you soften the collage paper, it makes it really, really easy to just tear around and separate. So this way you can cut it out with scissors if that's your thing. It's not mine, so I would much prefer to blend it in with a soft edge. But it's a really lovely, easy technique for separating your image from your collage paper. Now the other thing I want to do is I want to take this down here because I don't want a straight edge. I'm going to dry this off. It's a really nice paper. So you can pre-order on nataliemay.com.au. The first lot has been shipped for those of you who had pre-ordered it. They have all been shipped and posted unless you selected pickup. So they are ready, and the second order should be in within a couple of weeks. If you add it to one of your orders, you will have to pay postage a second time, but we can talk about that later. There you go. Right. So what I would like to do is I want to add her here, and then I'm going to draw her body down like that and get her onto the page. So we need to use gel medium. So gel medium is our adhesive of choice for doing this. I've got a paintbrush. The Dina Wakley gel medium is my go-to, as you all know. It is soft, it dries beautifully and clear and matte. And the way that I do it is I pop her into position here and put it straight onto the surface, straight onto the journal, and then I'll go over the top and push all my edges down like that. I'm sealing it over the top as well as sealing it under, adhering it underneath. And then I'll peel it up and repeat. And again. It's not a super thick amount, it's a nice smooth amount, but what's happening is as I'm going over the top, you can see that I'm pushing all of the gel medium to the outside, and I'm making sure that it's all got a really nice coat across the top. All my edges are stuck down and I've got no lumps and no bumps. I'm going to take 2 fingers, lightly polish off any excess, smooth out any bubbles. I'm just gently touching it, not necessarily pushing it all the way through. I don't want to rub any image off. And I'm just polishing off any excess gel medium off the side. And now I'm going to dry that with my heat tool. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some acrylic paint, which I almost had ready. Oh. Hello, Naomi. How are you, my friend? Naomi, I'm having a little bit of a play in the Dina Wakley journal. We've got some more coming in on pre-order. You'll find those in the pre-order section on our website. And they will be coming in by the end of the month. I love this journal. It's a really unique size, and I really, really liked having a play with this. All right, so let's have a think about what colour I want to go with. What sort of, shall I go for, I don't know, what sort of background am I going to go with? I didn't think this bit through. Give me a colour, Naomi. Give me something. I've got too many options in front of me. That is the problem. Too many options means that I have got too many options. Go office girl colours. Oh, Karsha, I'm not doing black, mate. I could do black. I could do black. Teal. Okay. She's identifying as Jessica. Stop it. All right. So let's go with, I could do teal and purple. What do you reckon? Iris? Oh, tweed. Okay. Actually, Karsha, I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Okay. Whoops. Mustard. Ochre. Sage. Sapphire. black, night, and a little bit of mud fight on the side. Boom, boom, boom. Let's start with mustard. 3 spots of mustard. Okay, so I'm just going to use number, what have I got here? Number 12, number 18 Art by Marlene paintbrush, and I'm going to get this colour on in the background first in a few different spots. I'm going to be stenciling and doing a little rub back technique with my Natalie stencil but I want some of this colour coming up through. Connecting it to the edge, and I'm okay with having some of this other background coming in as well. I really like that. In fact, I'm going to use my ledger stamp, I think. Too much ledger? Nah. Kasha, can you link the pre-order for this journal into the comments, please? Since you are working from home today. I'm going to dry this off very quickly. Boom. Done. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I want to get some, I might get a little bit of Coca, which is this really lovely Dina Wakley brown. I have a dirty sponge, and I have my Adelaide map stencil. So this is the Adelaide CBD. I love this. This is one of my favorite stencils. And I'm going to grab some paper towel. I'm going to start with some paint on my brush. Michelle Kenner has asked a question, and the answer to that is no. I've got you, girl. Okay, so now I'm going to do a bit of a rub back technique. So I'm going to take my stencil. I'm going to take a baby wipe. And I'm going to just lightly polish off some of that image. Now, what I love about this is that we've got these lines that are followed all the way through with our map and our background. So a few little lovely little shapes. Oh, look at that. That's really cool. And I'm going to get some of that up here. And I'm doing it, I'm not putting on a ton of paint. I'm just putting on as much as I think I need. Light polish, little rub back, baby wipe, not too wet, but I'm not over polishing either. And I do need some down here for balance, so I'm going to take some more. I've got no idea where this page is going. I have no plan, so you're going to have to just bear with me on this little chaotic ride. Perfect. Clean the paintbrush. So while this background is drying, I'm going to add in a couple of other colours. What else have I got here? I've got a little bit of sage. I'm thinking it needs a bit of sage into the background. So sage is a Dina Wakley colour. Very nice colour. And I'm going to use a thinner paintbrush. This is one of the Montmartre paintbrushes. And I'm going to go in here, start up here. I'm going to get a little bit of sage up in on the side here. Letting it overlap onto those colours that we put there before. and I'm going to just do a little bit of a pattern rub back. Nah, I hate that. Right, bit there. This is just a layer in the background, remember? So I'm going to be adding some more stenciling over the top and some more stamping in a minute, but I needed these extra little colors to give it a lift. And again, I can go through here and go, oh my God, this is terrible. I hate this, that is going all over the place. But I have the ability to add different layers, and that is what we love. All right, bit up here. Now I'm just going to grab another stencil. My little stencil book here. Officeworks, fits the Natalie May stencils in perfectly. That's $6.95. I'm just looking for dots. Okay. It's all about trusting this process here, guys. I think I'm convincing myself more than you. I think I might add some art foamies now. So last week we had a little bit of a chat about art foamies, and you can go back onto our Facebook page and watch some of our lives on those. This is how I store my art foamies. Nothing fancy at all. But for those of you who don't know, art foamies are a small, well, they're a foam stamp, they're soft, and you can apply lots and lots of different mediums to them. So this is my own personal stash of art foamies. I do have another order that I'll be doing in a couple of days' time. So the ones that I'm showing you here and that I'll be using today will more likely be different to what is available online, because I didn't want to open any up. But what I would like to do is I'm going to use these two, and I want to use these marks here in particular. I'm going to be using a sponge, and I'm going to add on maybe a navy blue. So I've got sapphire in a paint. Popping it onto my paint palette here. And I'm going to use the back of my sponge and just apply like so. And I'm going to start up here and stamp it. And it's giving me this gorgeous print. And I'm going to repeat. Just wiping it on, nice and simple. So you can do this with any of the art foamies that we have in stock. This one I do believe was in and has sold out, but I didn't want to, like I said, open up any more. And I'm not reapplying any paint, but I've got this really nice pattern in the background there. So same thing again, just wiping it on. Coming up here, and I'm building a background for my page before I go in here and finish it all off. Stamping, stamping, and a bit in here. Okay, don't hate that. So really easy and effective, and I can wet this now and make it a more of a watercolory sort of look, and that will work really, really well. I've got another little one here. I'm going to use a different color. Maybe I will go with black. Let's be bold. Smaller one. I think I've had this particular stamp for maybe 15 years. Over the top, but building layers. So there are a huge range of art foamies available online at nataliemay.com.au. And I do believe you'll even find today there's a little discount on them. So add them to your cart. There is the video. We will go back and you can watch that anytime using lots of other different mediums with your art foamies. So you can use Tombows, you can use watercolors, you can use acrylic paints, you can use your gel plate. There's so many things that you can use with art foamies. They're really, really easy. Okay, a little bit of pattern in the background. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to start blending this in a bit more. So I'm going to use that dot stencil and I'm going to start bringing in another pattern, and I'm going to do it with Night. Hold that thought. My paints are all blocked up because it's been 40 degrees here and everything has dried out. Yep, there we go. Okay, so this is the Just Cool Marks stencil, which is exactly that, Just Cool Marks. And you'll notice I'm kind of building a little bit of a story around my image before I go in and add some color to her. I'm pattern over pattern to build a background. I like it. So I'm just using the latex makeup wedge. You could use the Ranger blending tool. That would also work. I'm just using something that I have handy that's a bit on the disposable side because I'm going to be too lazy to clean these between filming. All right, so that's done, and that's done. Now let's think about tying this all together. What are we going to do here? Tying it all together basically means I want to bring in a little bit more white because I've got some white popping in here, 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 and here. She's got a lovely white face and paint all over her eyes, but we're just going to ignore that. We are going to, let's add in one more stencil pattern. Let's have a look. Actually, gel medium gesso. Welcome to everyone just tuning in for the first time. Natalie May here from Natalie May Scrapbooking, and today this weekend we are giving you free live mini classes using the products from our online store, and we have got lots of amazing specials for you over the next couple of days. So make sure that you head over to our website. Please do us a favor, tell your friends what we are doing as well, because that is how we can continue to grow our business, by you sharing with your friends about our service, our store, and what we do. Oh, look at that. That's really nice. So make sure that you tell your friends, and we really, really love that. So all I'm doing, as you can see, is going in here, adding a few little, whoops, that's a lot of paint, adding a few little bits and pieces of white to help build these layers. So my focal point image is still going to be Sasha, my girl here, and I am going to, and I'm just going to rub this back now. I could use white paint for this, but I haven't got it handy. I do like the idea of adding the white over the top to give it that pump. I'm still going to be adding some stamping in just a second, and then I'm going to colour her face a little. But sometimes we just need to put white back over the top to bring it back down again. If it's too much white, like I've just done, you can put your stencil over and rub it back. Stamp with it. Dab it off with a baby wipe. Rub it back with your finger. You have the power. I feel like there needs to be a little bit here, and I feel like it needs to be a bit more of this stamp sort of image. So let's try and put, this won't work, but you know what? Let's give it a whirl. I'm going to put some paint straight onto my stencil, some gesso. Spread it around with a baby wipe. And stamp it. Yes, like that. And like that. Is that even showing up on camera? Oh, let's get rid of that. Yeah, it is showing up on camera. I'm going to bring it up to camera in a sec so you can have a bit of a zoom up. I'm just going to get this gesso off of here. I feel that this is a bit dark. Problem solved. Push it to the background. Boom. So this is the catalyst tool that I'm using. I think the product has been linked in the comments. This is my, as you can tell by the state of this little baby, this is my go-to for putting product onto my page. It comes off the paint comes off pretty quickly and easily, and because it's a silicone tool, all of this paint will just peel right off. If you don't have one of these in your stash, highly recommend grabbing one. Very, very helpful tool. I'm going to add some stamping in here next. So we've used our art foamies here. Next thing is the ledger stamp. Might just hit that with the heat gun quickly just to make sure it's dry and get everything else out of the way so that I don't spread white gesso everywhere. How's everybody going today? Anyway, is everybody fit and healthy and happy and living their best lives? I damn well hope so. Right, that wasn't dry. All right, let's have a look at some of these background elements before I add some stamping. I'm going to bring it up to camera. So, layer upon layer of goodness, just made, patterns made with the paper. The background has got the stenciling, the stamping, the paint. We've stamped. Look at that. Bloody love it. I really like this. Okay. Let's add a little bit of stamping now. So I am using the Natalie May scrapbooking. This is Mixed Media Marks number 2. I have got black archival ink here. And I would like to add we've got a lot of pattern going on here, right? So let's not overdo it too much. I just want to use this grid here to start with. And I'm just going to use it on my fingers and start bringing in a little pattern. And it's always going to connect to an edge, otherwise it kind of looks like it's not completely finished properly. And I am going to endeavour to do it straight because there's nothing worse when we've got lots of lines on a page. We don't want to mix it up too much so it's too hard to see and focus on. That is connected to that. and I want to take it up here a little bit. That's connected to that, and I need to bring this down into here. Oh, I like it. But all of my stamping is connecting to an edge, and I do find this just to be the sort of visual thing that helps tie it all together. Boom, and I'll just whack a bit up there. Right, done. Didn't even use a block, just used my fingers. The next stamp that I want to use is our accounts ledger. This is one of my favorites. Perfect for the ledger journal. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of that ledger journal over the top in spots. Ella. Yeah. Come back. We're at the good bit. So we're going to stamp on here. Ella's doing a little bit of tick-tocky. I'll pop that there. Lift. Oh, look at that goodness. And repeat. And then I'm going to do a bit on this side to connect it. Being careful to not get it too much onto my print. And then I want to pop a little in here. Like that. Building this background up nicely. I love the lines on this. These ledger lines are gorgeous. And I can see one more spot where I feel like I need some stamping, which is over here. Boom, done. Happy with that. Okay, pop that aside, pop that aside, pop that away. So that is the ledger account stamp, which is the perfect partner for the Dina Wakley Ledger Journal. All right, what needs to happen now? We might do a little bit of colouring of her here. I'm going to use Dina Wakley's scribble sticks. I'm going to use a paintbrush, and I don't want to add too much. I just want to add a little bit of colour. I have a paint palette here, so a mess. Let's go for a clean paintbrush. And I'm actually just going to take a wet paintbrush onto my scribble sticks. So for those of you who haven't used scribble sticks before, scribble sticks are acrylic paint in a stick. That's the best way to describe it. Scribble sticks, I do have some more coming back into stock. So all I want to do is get her colour onto her face. Then just with a wet paintbrush, I'm going to spread that around, tone it back so she's not orange. Because, you know, that's a bit gross. Like a bad spray tan. And I was going to draw her down there, wasn't I? I forgot about that. And then I'm going to give her a little intensity in the cheeks. And I'm not at all phased about how rough and ready this looks because it's called art and it's my journal. And I don't mind that it's a little bit rougher and ready. That works there. So for her, let's do her bow next, and I really want something to stand out, so I think I'm going to go with Night. So the Night scribble stick is this navy blue. It's the same colour that we've used in the background, and same technique, taking it straight off of the scribble stick. See how beautiful that is? A little bit of water. I can now spread that around. Now, because we use gel medium to seal our collage paper, it's going to hold quite nicely. And in a minute when this is dry, I'm just going to use my actual scribble stick to do a little bit of doodling over the top of it. We'll give her some nice bright blue eyes while we are at it. So this is Sky, same colours as, same colours as the acrylic paints. I'm just going to use a little bit of, I put too much paint on, so there we go, take it off. All right, so let's give her some hair. Does she need to have dark brown hair? Does she need to have umber? Making a little puddle on here so that it's a lighter shade and I can control my colour. Like I said, I'm also going to add a few little marks with a black pencil over the top when it's dry. And just finish off with a little pink lip, because, you know, that's how we roll. And one step too far. So with the pink paintbrush, I can take that off. So now she's got a little colour in her face. I'm going to dry it off. Love that. Bit of depth, just using the side of the paint. Oh, that's hot. And last but not least, I'm going to give her a little bit more in her face and her neck, where her shadows would be. The heat of the heat tool is actually softening the acrylic paint as well. So that's just a little tip as well. I've just realised that that's what has given it that really nice grungy sort of feel to it. And just activating ever so lightly with a little wetness, a little dampness on my brush. Not too much paint, I don't want it to be too juicy. And I'm pretty happy with that. Last thing I want to do on this page is I need a big, fat, bold title. And I don't know what to do. I know, yes I do. Stencils. Let's go with a big, fat, juicy word. Someone give me a big word that I can build on. A big, strong word, journal word. Not Jessica. I'm not putting Jessica's name on it. Kasha. I love my daughter, however. Hustle. Hustle. Hustle is a good one. Thank you. Okay. So how do we do this with our Natalie May big things? What do you call them? Alphas? Hustle. You could use one of my cuttable words. Yeah, I could, but I'm not going to. I want to use these. God, I sounded like a teenager having a tantrum then, didn't I? Okay, and I want to do it in this gorgeous night colour, this really dark navy blue. Strength. Oh, that's a good one. I like strength. But you know what? I'm going to go with hustle. Because that's what I feel like I'm going to be doing this weekend. It's hustling. Continually chasing. So yes, Kasha, or whoever is commenting on behalf of me, has mentioned that we have got some cuttables as well, which are arty words. So we've got a whole range of arty words, which are perfect when you don't want to do a title like I'm about to do. First things first, let's get all of the paint off of my hands. And I'm going to write the word hustle on a piece of paper. Because number one, I have to check the spelling. Number two, I'm going to work backwards. And number three, my brain doesn't always do what I want it to when I'm doing this sort of thing. So this is what we're looking at with some of our cuttable arty words. So these are excellent sentence builders, prompts to go on your art journal page, and they're only $4.50, so that's actually excellent value for money. Right, hey, for two, that's correct. So I'm going to start with the E, and I want my E to finish here. So I like to use a sponge for this because it's got sharp edges. And I'm just going to pounce that colour on. Is that working? Yes. Good. I forgot that I was filming. Haven't checked my camera. Boom. E. I can see now that I have to do the L next. I know it's obvious, but that's not always how my brain works. So on here, not a huge amount of paint. That is the key. Now, what I like to do is I line up the previous letter into that gap, so then I know that I've got the same gap all the way through where possible. And I can build it up. T. So I'm lining up the top of the L into the U for positioning. Not too much paint on my stencil. Now I can actually keep my T in the right spot there because the next letter that's going to go in is S. So a 2-pack of these big, fat, juicy alphas is, I think, $19.90, which is pretty damn good. This is our own Natalie May scrapbooking brand. What's next? You. And I feel that that's about right. And they are an excellent addition for doing big, fat titles, big, bold titles on your pages and your projects. And we want to All right, so now I need to build a sentence with that word hustle. So I need something before it or something after it, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to give that a moment to dry. Actually, I know I've got something. Black pen. Stabilo pencil, white pen. So white pen is going to be to do the whites of our eyes. The Stabilo pencil, while that's drying, the Stabilo pencil, I just want to make some of the blacks blacker. How am I going for time? Perfect. So I'm just going to give it that, oh, I drew this myself look, which is what we're essentially looking at doing. So it's making my blacks blacker. We can make some of these shapes a little bit more prominent, because that's the whole idea of these collage papers, is to make it look like you have drawn them. So you need to incorporate them into your page however you see fit, rather than just sticking it on and gluing it down. By doing this, it makes it look like, yes, you've done this yourself. So we've given you the base to start with. Now I want you to finish off the story. So just a little bit of a doodle. And now I'm going to use a white paint pen. Maybe I could shake it. So this is the Kazaz one, but I also have the Life of Colour single white paint pens. You can also grab online at Natalie May a gel pen, but just a little bit of white in our eyes will make it pop. Perfect. Just a little spot under there. Now, sometimes when you do that and you think, you know what, that's a little bit darker, a bit heavier than I want it. Dab it off. Okay. Finishing it off with a few more doodles, because that's how I like. Blacks of her eyes, paint pen. So this is the Uniball pen. We have them available online. And now I'm just going to give my words a little outline and a little doodle. And what was our phrase? Hustle. Yeah, Jackie, that alpha stencil is fantastic. It's so easy to use, and especially if you're using it with ink and paint, it just goes on beautifully. Okay, hustle, hustle, hustle. Hustle. Oh, I lost it. It's gone. What am I going to say with hustle? Hustle. I need a phrase. Hustle. Lots of doodles in here. I am using the word doodle a lot today, aren't I? Hustle. Like, and I'm okay with my own handwriting. I like to make it nice and thick and bold, lowercase, uppercase. Hustle, like a boss. Going over it a couple of times. Fat bits in spots. Done. And I'm pretty happy with that. So there you go. I hope I didn't make that look too hard. The background layer is really important to bring our focal point to the forefront, and then you can, build your story. Everything comes back to her. We've got a title that works with our image. The pop of the color here is something that I wouldn't normally do, where I give it this intense amount here, but I felt like it needed to be lifted. And that blue here ties in really quite nicely with the blue on here, the blue that comes into our background with our stamping, with our art foamies, and our stamping, our stenciling as well. So there you go. Get ready to hustle. Would have been a good one. Thank you, Jackie. So jump online today to nataliemay.com.au. Check out some of our incredible specials. We have got today only, we've got 15% off dies, 15% off stamps and thickers, uniquely creative, and a select amount of collage papers. We will have a brand new special tomorrow, and we will be able to collate all your orders together. Make sure you read your confirmation email to get the secret code so that you can add to your orders over the weekend. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I'm going to be back here at 1:30 to do another live Facebook. I'm going to be making some cards with our layering stencils at lunchtime or after lunch today. And I hope to see you all really, really soon. Bye.